Okay, class, we're going to start working on reviewing our fractions today. Raise your hand if you need help with yesterday's homework. Okay, Jacob, Jacob does have a question too, but Lucy, I saw your hand come up first. Let me take a look at what you are working on. Okay, well, Lucy, I guess I just don't understand why you can't get this. You're such a good artist. Why don't you understand math? Guys, sit back in your seats. Be quiet. Okay, Lucy, I'm sorry. What was your question?
Well, I don't know what to do. I just saw somebody else trying to. You did? You seriously did?
What do we do?
This classroom scenario is all too familiar. Teachers spend an average of 4.23 minutes with each student that raises their hand for assistance. If students are given the typical 20-minute block to complete their assignment, this only allows you, the teacher, to assist an average of 5 students. How does the teacher divide her attention equally among all students? Do you want a classroom management method to help the students focus and assist in building character? Then Praise, Prompt, and Leave is the method you're looking for. How do we help a student who's stuck? Typically, we go to the student, focus on what they did wrong, ask what they don't understand, walk them through the rest of the problem, and end up spending 2 to 3 minutes with each student. This is what you saw in the last scene. By doing this, we induce cognitive overload, we reinforce helplessness, and we cause the student to become defensive. Basically, we don't provide any useful information or feedback to help the student in the future. Furthermore, while we're spending so much time with one student, we can't maintain positive, productive classroom management for the whole class. This is where Praise, Prompt, and Leave enters the equation. Dr. Fred Jones, a clinical psychologist from UCLA, developed Praise, Prompt, and Leave after studying highly successful teachers for 30 years. He determined that students reach cognitive overload in only a few sentences after the teacher starts helping them. We must focus on exploiting short-term memory by teaching students only one step of the task at a time to put them back to work before they lose everything that we just told them. This goes along with the ancient truisms of all learning takes place one step at a time and we learn by doing. Because learning is not always easy, Paul Toh, author of How Children Succeed, feels that we need to encourage students and recognize not only their intellect, but building character as well. Building character increases the students' willpower and self-control, which are both necessary in becoming self-sufficient learners in the classroom. Now we will show you a video of what a good classroom looks like.
Okay, class, if you have questions about homework last night with reviewing your fractions, raise your hand and I will come around individually to each of you, okay? Abby, it looks like I saw your hand up first. Thank you, guys. You can put your hands down and I'll come around to each of you one-on-one. Thank you. Okay, Abby, good job. It looks like you worked really hard on this last night. Good, you found the mode, which is a -2. Now you can move on to the next step to find the median. Olivia, great work finding the mode. Now you're going to divide the average by 5. Good job getting started, Lucy. Now you're going to find the mean. You need to add them all up and divide them by the number of terms you have. Great job ordering the numbers, Luke. Next step is you're going to find the mode. Awesome job, Jacob. You got the right page. Now you're going to start on problem 1. Good work, everyone.
When approaching a student, we must take a relaxing breath. Take another relaxing breath, then ask yourself what you want the student to do next. When talking to the student, we praise them, which is simply a reminder to focus upon what the student has done right so far. The praise is to focus on the correct content, which is needed for the next step, and to review what the student has done correctly so far. Praise only the first time that you help the student. The next time, go straight into the prompt. To transition from praising the student to prompting them, start with the phrase, the next thing to do is, once you have prompted the student, leave. Sorry. This may seem backward, but you may feel that you should check for understanding. But give a more effective prompt and you needn't worry. Using this brief system, you will spend a large amount of time with students and you can help the whole class stay focused. You'll notice the teacher took all the necessary responses to advance the learning in this classroom. In her physical response, she took deep, relaxing breaths and approached the student without focusing on errors. In her verbal response, she praised the students on what they did right that applies to the problem. She did not focus on unnecessary or irrelevant compliments like complimenting on handwriting or something that wasn't true. As Robert T. Tauber states in his classroom management book, Consider the student who earns all A's on the report card and then is signaled out for praise by his or her teachers. Woe be the A student whose grades then fall. In other words, it is important to praise the specific behavior that is desired. This argument is backed in Marcia L. Tate's Shouting Won't Grow Dendrites. She quotes that it is better to praise what the student did rather than the student personally. She also states that you should provide students with specific reasons for praise. Using things such as good job all of the time makes it seem untrue. You'll notice in the example, our teacher did not get overly verbose and confuse the student. You will also notice that she followed the compliment with what the next step was instead of a different negative transition. Finally, she did not wait to check for understanding. Instead, she left the students so she did not get overwhelmed with helpless hand raisers who would take all of her attention. By following these steps of praise, prompt, and leave, she effectively kept control in the classroom while still helping and getting to everyone. This positive environment and feedback is proven to be true by research.
As Daniel Pink stated in his book, praise and positive feedback are non-corrosive ways to produce good thinking skills and to encourage cognitive thinking. In order to keep our students motivated and focused, we must keep a well-maintained, positive classroom environment. As a recap, praise, prompt, and leave is an effective classroom management tool. Always remember, as Fred Jones states, simplicity is clarity, as brevity is memory.